Awesome. All right, you guys, happy Sunday evening. Thank you so much for jumping on with me. My name is Jessica Lanier, and I'm going to be sharing some awesome information with you guys, hopefully provide some inspiration. Silence my cell phone. That would be a good start. Excuse me. Okay, so I have to tell you guys a little bit of backstory. The beauty of this business is that you can work from anywhere, right, in all circumstances, and the potential is just so incredible, and it fuels you to show up even when life is chaotic. So I am a mom of two toddlers, a 2 and a 4-year-old, and they both have been sick. We're remodeling a cabin. I have been super sick all day, but thankfully I have an amazing husband. He took them, so you're not going to have kids running around in the background like you almost had to endure. So sorry, I'm trying to mute these. Anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. Now let me tell you, the goal of this webinar presentation, I am absolutely going to be talking with you about, I'm going to be answering your questions, talking with you about some of the logistics of what it kind of means to be a Beachbody coach. I'm going to be addressing some misconceptions, but really my intention for this call is, first and foremost, I want you to walk away with an understanding of the heart and the mission, the power and the potential of what we do. And if you align with that same mission and the tenacity that many of us have, really to make an impact in the world and make a difference, and you feel this calling, like maybe that there's something more for you that you just haven't found yet, I want you to kind of immerse yourself in that possibility and start to cast that vision for what that could look like for your life. Because truly, we all know that we have one life to live. And I will warn you that in this process of learning about this very unique career field, there's going to be negative self-talk that comes up. There's going to be doubts and fears and things that come up and questions that come up in your mind as far as maybe things that you never knew even existed or that you struggled with. I'm not a public person, or I'm not good with social media, or I'm not good with online things. I'm an introvert. I'm not a salesperson. I could never do what she does. I don't have that confidence. I don't have that background. I've heard it all. I've said a lot of those things myself, but I want you to kind of like let those go and push past that, because what this could do for your life and your circle of influence could be life-changing, and it could really impact generations of people that you have an influence and an impact on. So first, I want to start off by kind of sharing with you a little bit about me and my story and how I got into this business. Because if you would have told me even 4 or 5 years ago that I'd be doing this now, I would have laughed at you and said, no way. In order for you to understand, excuse me, a little bit more about why I'm here, I'm actually going to take you all the way back to my 11th birthday. And I know that sounds so random. There's a reason, I promise. So there's really nothing like almost dying that makes you really want to live. And if you've ever been in a situation in life where you almost lost your life, I would imagine that you kind of know what I'm talking about. So on my 11th birthday, I had softball practice, and my practice was an hour away. And I wasn't super stoked to go, but my dad was like, you know what, we're going to make this really special and a fun evening, but you're going because I raised you with a strong work ethic. So we went, and he took me on his motorcycle. And it was such a great time. It was in the middle of June, and so it was warm outside. I remember the songs he was singing. He was 6'7", super dorky, and had this crazy, he didn't have like a Texan accent, but you totally would think he was from Texas. Singing Garth Brooks. It was a great time. We went to practice. It was great. And then we went to dinner after for my birthday. Headed home, exchanged I loved yous, and from there my memory gets a little bit foggy, because 15 minutes before we got home, we were actually hit head on by a drunk driver. We both were smashed between the motorcycle and the truck and ejected 30 feet, met a flight to separate trauma hospitals, and not expected to make it through the night. I had 5 emergency surgeries to save my left leg that was crushed, and I was on life support and in a coma for a week. Once I started recovering, about 1 week after I came out of my coma, they moved me home to a hospital bed where I had nurses come and check on me twice a day to do dressing changes because I had metal all over my leg. And it was a few days after I had moved home that I remember very vividly my mom coming home to tell me that my daddy had gone to be with Jesus the night before. And I know this is like, we went deep really fast, but I share this with you because it really shaped who I am as a person and my mission to really live life to the fullest and make as much of a difference while I'm here on this planet, while I'm alive, as I can, because I know it could be taken from me in an instant. And so obviously that losing my dad, I couldn't walk for a year, like that rocked me. A few months later, after he passed away, it was almost like we got the news all over again when we got the autopsy results. And we learned that the cause of his death was actually due to medical malpractice. Now, we had justified to ourselves he wouldn't have wanted to live as a vegetable. He probably had brain damage and it was better off this way. But when we found out that his brain was not damaged, it was fully functional, and that this was actually due to an infection from a mistake that the nurse made that most people would know not to do, and that not once but twice there was a preventative action that was taken that led to the death of my dad. And I didn't know this, to be honest, you guys, I didn't realize this until this year when we went to a leadership retreat and I was kind of processing through what really motivates and drives me. I'm a very driven person. And I realized that that factor of playing a role in preventing someone's suffering has always been what drove me to through everything, really, and why I have such a huge passion, a huge heart for other people. And so as a little girl, I was like, you know what? I love this gauze that's wrapped around my leg. Like, I know that that's super weird, but I'm fascinated with like all the dressing changes. I begged for them to let me take I had 48 staples on my thigh. And I begged for the doctor, like, can I please take these out? This is so fascinating. So I'm definitely like kind of a weirdo when it comes to that kind of stuff. And I knew right then and there that I was going to go into the medical field because I really wanted to make a difference. So fast forward, I went to nursing school immediately after high school, and I followed that that passion of mine to be a caregiver, to be there for people in their hardest moments, and to really make a difference. And through nursing school, it was kind of a reality check of what Western medicine really looks like these days. I was super sick because I was so stressed through it all. My hormones were so jacked up. My digestive system was horrible. My energy was horrible. I had awful anxiety attacks, panic attacks. I thought I was dying. And it was just not the best experience, but I got through 4 years. 4 years, $100,000 later, I had my nursing degree and my license. And I worked in different areas, and it just wasn't, for whatever reason, it was fascinating to me. And we did important things, but I started realizing, especially with my own health, that it was kind of slapping a Band-Aid on symptoms a lot of the time, not all of the time, but a lot of the time in the areas I was working in, it was kind of slapping a Band-Aid on it. And I wasn't getting that satisfaction of prevention. Nevertheless, I continued my career because it paid well. And I was always looking for more. I became a certified holistic health coach. I worked with different naturopathic practitioners. I studied a ton because I needed to figure out my own health. At 20 years old, I had the hormone levels of a 55-year-old woman, and the doctor couldn't tell me why. So I started researching. My gut health was horrible. Couldn't tell me why. They always just threw medication at me. And I was like, I know that there's more to this. I know that there is. And that's why now I'm a complete nerd. I love learning about the endocrine system, the digestive system, how the whole body works together. I have a very high standard when it comes to the holistic approach to health and wellness, because I believe all of us need to have a foundational holistic approach to our health. And it's worked really well for me and the clients I've worked with throughout the years. So I used to own my own practice in holistic health coaching. went back to work in prison, of all things, as a nurse. And here is where this company, Beachbody, the products, the programs, and the business entered my life. So I found myself 3 months postpartum after having my first son, and I was about a month out from going back to work in prison as a nurse. I was the level 2 yard nurse at our local prison here. Did not love my job, but it was a good paying job and it was stable and we needed the income. Well, around that same time, I was also diagnosed with a moderate to severe degenerative disc in my low back that made it impossible for me to actually hold my son and put him in his crib. And when I found this news out, immediately my solution-oriented brain went to, what can I do? Like, how do I fix this? I'm not okay feeling this pain for the rest of my life. And the doctor's like, well, I'm sorry, Jess, there's not much you can do about degenerative discs. And I was like, no, you don't understand. I was 29 at the time. I was like, I don't degenerate. Like, I don't think you know, I don't think you understand. And that was literally, it was like the next day I saw who is now my coach and good friend, Elizabeth Hartkeys, before and after pictures from a program she did called 22-Minute Hardcore. Total stranger. I'm from California. She was in Boston at the time. We had no friends in common. She like randomly friend requested me, I think 2 or 3 years prior to that. And I don't ever remember seeing her post, but that day I saw her before and after picture after having her first son. And I was like, you know what? I know these programs work. I've done P90X and like a couple of the other ones. I've seen Shakeology before. I've looked into it, passes all my rigorous standards. I need something. I'm going back to work. I could do a 22-minute workout, but I can't go back to CrossFit like I used to do. And I can't spend a couple hours at the gym like I used to do. So I'm going to try this and I'm going to get that kind of mom bod. And I reached out to her and I was like, hey, I want to do this thing. I want the best price. I know how this works. So sign me up with a coach discount, but I have no desire to coach because I have no time. You don't understand. I have a new kid. I work 40 to 60 hours a week in a prison where I don't have access to my phone or email or anything else. And life is crazy, but I want your results. And she was like, okay, hi, nice to meet you too. But I ended up signing up. And really what shifted for me was she really just told me, hey, if you have any friends who want to do this, this is how you could sign them up with you as their coach and maybe you could get it paid for. That was it. And I was like, oh, that's easy. Mom, sister-in-law, mother-in-law, best friend, let's do this together, get in shape together. That would be fun. And I think I got them signed up to do it too within 4 days before I got anything in the mail. I didn't know anything what I was doing. And I remember Liz reached out to me and she was like, wow, this is really cool. Let's set up a talk on the phone because I'd love to talk with you a little bit more about what your vision is. She asked me 2 questions that really, looking back, changed the trajectory of my life, which is so crazy to say that. She asked me, 1 year from now, Jessica, if you can map out your future of exactly what you want to do with your life, where would you be? Where would you be living? How much would you be making financially? What would your lifestyle look like with your new family? And then she said, I want you to think about the same question, but I want you to think about 5 years down the road. And remember, failure's off the table. If you could have anything, if you could have a beach house, or if you could be making $1 million, or if you could be a public speaker or an author or just working from home, what would you want your life to look like? And I remember sitting at my kitchen table, literally right here in my kitchen, and talking about this with my husband. And I felt it was such a bizarre feeling to me because never in my life of going to nursing school and like being super overly ambitious did I ever really ask myself this question this way. If I could have anything, what would I want that to look like? And I didn't know how to answer the question. There were some obvious things like, well, obviously I wouldn't be working in a prison. Like no one would want to choose to work in a prison. Okay, so let's take that off the table. I know I have a passion for other people. I love helping them, and I do have this background where I can relate with people. And so I'd be working in some sort of preventative health, nutrition, wellness avenue, but I still want the freedom to be able to raise my own kid. I don't want to pay for someone else to raise my son every day. I want to be that primary person that, sees all of his first, and I'm there at every soccer game, and I don't have to call in sick and worry about if I can get coverage. And if I have another kid, like, I don't know, I want to be there, but still have a business. Like, I still want something to fulfill that piece of my calling as an individual. And so I'm like thinking and mapping out all this stuff. Oh, and if I could choose, I don't think this is possible, Liz, but if I could choose, I'd love to make, and I was laughing at myself. I'd love to match my nursing income. Like 5 years down the road, if I could make almost six figures, or if I could, even make $50,000 a year with this, I'd be totally okay. And she laughed at me, and she's like, you have no idea. She didn't laugh at me in like a make fun of me way. She's like, you have no idea. You have no idea what you just stumbled upon. And that was really what opened my eyes. And I started watching YouTube videos. I started researching like the biggest questions that people have about this company, Beachbody. I started watching other successful coaches and trying to understand how they did it. And I was able to, within 2 years, so I built this business part-time, very part-time, because my hours, remember, were 40 to 60 hours a week working in a prison as a nurse. And I had a baby at home from the beginning. But I did it in like, I don't know, probably 10 to 20 hours a week, I would say, like here and there, chunked up. And I was able to leave my nursing job at 2 years. So my goal personally, financially for my family, was to make $4,000 a month consistently, and then I could walk away. And I did that at my 2-year mark. Now, I will say, like, Beachbody nor I guarantees any level of income, and it's all dependent on your level of effort. And because that's important, right? I don't want you to think that, well, you could just sign up in 2 years automatically. That's what you're going to make. It's not how it works. Some of you will earn it way faster, some not as quickly, because maybe it's not the right same pace that you need for your life. That's the beauty of this business. You are partnered with a $1.3 billion company in the nutrition, health, wellness, fitness area, but you are the business owner. So you get to put your own brand on it, your own spin on it, your own time, whatever you want it to look like, but you have the platform. This gives you the fundamentals, the foundation. I will tell you, one of the biggest questions that I get from people, especially in the professional health and fitness area, is, well, I don't want this to dilute my brand, first of all, and why would I choose to partner with a company when I'm already doing my own thing? And so one of the things I want to explain to you guys that for me is a huge asset, if you study the business model and the compensation plan, yes, it's a network marketing company, and I will be completely transparent with you guys from the beginning. I hated that because I didn't understand it. And I felt like it lessened me. I thought I was better than Beachbody. I will be 100% honest with you. And maybe it was the name. I don't know. I just felt like I knew way more and my ego got in the way. But then I started researching. The mission of the company, literally in a sentence that is engraved on their building, is to help people live healthy and fulfilling lives. That aligns very much with mine. If this aligns with yours, you're in the right place. That's the mission of the company. Secondly, all the ingredients, very, very high quality. Shakeology is one of our most popular, I would say, products because it's a very powerful, all-inclusive superfood formula that supports the 5 major deficiencies in the average adult in our society. Sorry, my lighting's really crazy right now. But every batch of that is tested 1,900 times from start to finish when it gets to your doorstep. That is unheard of. Believe me, I've researched other companies. And then I love the holistic approach to health and fitness. Remember, I told you that's something I'm extremely passionate about because we miss it. We miss it so hard, even in holistic natural health, and especially in Western medicine when it comes to this type of stuff. So I love that we have nutrition programs that are not diets. We have 2 phenomenal science-based nutritional programs that we get to offer our clients. Yes, I may have a background in this, but you don't have to. We're offering the same thing. It doesn't matter because it's already created. As a coach, you are essentially the middleman between the client, the professional who got all the degrees and went to the school. You're the middle person who helps the client integrate the information from the professional. Because how many times have we gone to the doctor or we've read a book and we know what we're supposed to do to get to X, Y, and Z, but we don't ever get to X, Y, and Z because we don't do the stuff that we learn, right? Information isn't power, action is power. And as coaches, we are that magical juice card in the middle. We are the ones that provide the accountability. We are the ones that help walk our clients through the programs, through the nutritional handouts, help them do their calculation. We ask them questions. What are you struggling with? Tell me, like, what does your lifestyle look like? Are you a lawyer and you're working 90 to 100 hours a week? Awesome. Let's troubleshoot that. How can we help this fit into your lifestyle? Are you a teacher and you have an hour commute? Okay, let me help you find a way to fit your workout into your long days. That's what we do. So I love the nutrition component. We have the fitness component, obviously, with Beachbody On Demand. It's been called like the Netflix of fitness. It has $8,000 worth of fitness content. Again, it's an area that I used to think I was better than Beachbody, which is so dumb of me to think. But I was a CrossFit chick. I was a college athlete. I've always been about heavy workouts. If you don't sweat, then it's a waste of time. And I get my ass kicked in my living room in 20 to 30 minutes every day. Well, I don't work out every single day, but like consistently. And I've been doing that for 3.5 years now. And it's helped me get back in shape after 2 pregnancies. It helped me process through and recover after a miscarriage. It's helped me through my pregnancies, and it's really been a lifesaver. My husband, he was ex-Special Forces in the Air Force, total Spartan ninja of a man, and he's one of those annoying guys that like always has abs no matter what he eats, and even he really loves Beachbody On Demand and the different workouts that we have. So again, that holistic approach. We have nutrition, we have fitness for every single lifestyle, for every single goal. We have the supplementation with our clean performance line with things like a plant-based Energize, Hydrate, that's what I'm drinking right now. It's like a healthier version of Gatorade for electrolytes. There's a BCA Recover formula for muscle recovery to prevent sore muscles. All of this, pretty much every product, I'm going to say almost every product has a clinical trial to back the results. And the science nerd in me absolutely loves that. So we have that. We have Beach Bars, which are our clean, plant-based, and then there's one with whey. Snack bars, protein bars, amazing clean ingredients. Never will you find artificial anything in any of the products, which is really cool. We have, like I mentioned to you, Shakeology. It comes in a ton of flavors. Again, backed by, I think now there's 3 clinical trials that were done on Shakeology. The first one's my favorite. It was clinically proven to reduce cholesterol, help with healthy weight loss, and to reduce hemoglobin A1C, which is your blood sugar, in clients that drink it over a 90-day period for breakfast and lunch. So we just have a really phenomenal supplement line that we can offer people. So many personal trainers send people to GNC. So many people get their multivitamin at Walmart and don't know how much crap is in it. It's actually doing them more harm than good. We have power at our fingertips in our tool belt just because we decided to partner with this company. And then you have the coaching and accountability, which again, if you don't have the community that's helping you integrate these healthy habits, the rate of success for new clients is very low. Most people will go on a diet, especially this time of year, the new year, and they'll quit a weekend, right? How many times is the gym full on January 1st and already by January 7th, it's not quite as full? How many people are desperate for results, but they just don't know what to do? We have everything in a toolkit to offer our clients, which I'm so, so thankful for. Both for me as a business owner, as a coach representing this, but also for the clients that we work with. Because honestly, even if you spent $20 on something, it's a waste of money if it doesn't work. And I think that our world in general is so jaded and so sick of trying things that don't work, that overpromise and underdeliver. And that's probably one of the biggest hesitations that people get when we post about what we do is they've been overpromised and underdelivered so many times. But let me tell you, this all comes down to your perspective and your attitude. For me, I don't let that stop me. That becomes my mission and my goal to teach them, to show them why what we have to offer is so different. And I will share this with you guys, and I've shared this with my team and everyone that I've talked with. I've led other webinars where I've actually had a husband call me after and try to tear apart what I had to say and tell me that there was another company that was cheaper and all this stuff. I'm like, oh, please tell me, show me, where do I find this? Because I can promise you, in all of my research, which I'm a nerd about research, there's not another solution out there in the health and fitness industry where you're going to find this approach at such a reasonable cost. I promise you. And again, I'm going to challenge you guys. If you find it, please share it with me. Yes, you can go to a personal trainer and you can get personalized workouts, which is amazing. And a lot of people use this to supplement their personal training. That's great, but you're still missing the nutrition. You're missing the workouts the other days of the week that you're not meeting with that personal trainer. You're missing the supplementation. You're missing the community, the accountability. You're missing those things. You can go to a nutritionist, but remember all those other areas that I talked about? You're still missing them. You can buy a Peloton bike, which is awesome. You're going to spend way more money than what this costs. That's great. Peloton bikes are awesome, but again, you're still missing all those other areas. And so that's why I really fell in love with this, with what we do. Because not only do I personally now have a platform to share my mission, my voice, my story, inspiration, I dig deeper into who I am, who God made me to be, because that's my mission, to be the best version of who God made me to be. And this has been such a huge piece of that. Because we also do things like read personal development together. Again, something I thought that I didn't need. I was like, maybe I was super arrogant and had no idea before this. I never thought I was, but I just did a lot of growing up when I was younger, through the different traumas I had been through. And when I started reading personal development and asking myself, what scares me? What scares me? Because I'm not really scared of a lot of things. Maybe I'm scared of people's opinions of what they might think of me. Nope, I'm going to keep pushing past that. And that's the beautiful part about coaching is we really do push each other to the edge of our comfort zone at the pace that you're ready for, but it's only because that's where we grow. Think about fitness. You can never get stronger if you don't break your muscles down, if you don't lift heavier. If you're only doing, simple workouts that don't ever make you sore, you're never going to get stronger. Sometimes that pain is necessary for growth. And this is a really powerful community where we come together and we really inspire each other to grow. And that's what's so cool about coming into a team, a community. Because if you decide to do this, you're not on your own. You're not figuring things out for yourself. You're going to have your own coach, whoever invited you to this webinar. You're going to have a team of other people who are maybe in the same place as you. Maybe they're starting out right now as well. And then you have veteran coaches who've been around for a few years, and they can answer questions that you may have that they've already worked through themselves. You get to celebrate together every single month. We have different incentive programs that Beachbody's actually created for us. One of them is called Success Club, and it's super cool. It just means that if you hit the minimum standard of what they recommend for us to continually grow our business, which is trying to get 3 people started on their health journey a month. Think about that from a business perspective. If you only had 3 new clients at a brick and mortar business, you'd kind of be screwed. But with our business model, if you get just 3 people started on their health and fitness journey a month, you get celebrated by hitting what's called Success Club. Usually you get free swag in the mail from Beachbody. Your coach will shout you out. It's a super fun time. There's other incentive prizes that go along with that, such as free vacations. I had no idea that this existed, but let me tell you, it does. So we have an annual trip called a Success Club trip, which is usually somewhere beautiful and tropical, and all expenses are paid besides your travel, or they can be paid by just hitting success button. Just by getting other people started on their journey, you can earn a vacation for you and your family. So this last year, we went on a Caribbean cruise. I never would have gone on a Caribbean cruise, nor would I have had the ability to get time off of work, because in my previous job, you got 2 weeks maximum, and that was it. And so I got to take my husband on a Caribbean cruise with our friends in a boat that was literally bought out by our company, and it was amazing. The year before, I think it was Mexico at an all-inclusive resort. Oh my gosh, my brain is like not working now. The year before that, no, I can't remember. Anyways, they've been amazing. This next year is in Punta Cana at the Hard Rock Hotel. And again, it's just an opportunity where it's like the best of both worlds of entrepreneurship, where you have your own brand, your own business, but you also have the benefits of being a part of a corporate company that has the ability to do these kinds of things. Every year we have an annual summit where we get together. There's like 25,000 people. Last year was in Indianapolis. The last 2 years, this next year is in New Orleans. And it is the coolest event to be a part of. Never, when I first started this and even started coaching, I was like, there's no way that I'm going to this. Like, I'm not that like into it. Sure enough, I went to the first one. I was only a coach for a few months, and I had a 7-month-old. But we went, my husband, me, and our baby, and it was in Nashville, and it was life-changing. It was absolutely life-changing. You get special trainings, not only on the business, but personal development and encouragement, and you get to meet people, and you're surrounded by tens of thousands of people who are on the same page of wanting to live their best life and encourage other people to do the same. It is so cool. We have quarterly events called Super Weekends where you can get together with people that are in your area. They're hosted all over the world, I think now, definitely all over the country. They have them in the UK and Canada as well. And those are really fun to go to. I think our next one's in January 11th, that weekend. So again, I want you to understand like the cool part of being a part of something that's bigger than yourself. Because a lot of times we won't show up just for ourselves, but we'll show up for other people. And then you get the inspiring stories of other people. Look up Danielle Matoni. She's so inspiring, and I love hearing her story. She's one of the top coaches in our company. She's a mom. She's very driven, but she came from a place where she was living in her car, where she was in so much debt. And she became a personal trainer because she needed to find a job, and she was very passionate about fitness. And she decided I think she put it on her credit card to become a coach because she saw the business opportunity and she ran with it. There's so many stories about that, about people who have gone from food stamps to making 6 and 7 figures, from people who have literally stood up on stage and said, because this person reached out to me, I chose not to take my life this day. Those stories will always get me. They always bring tears to my eyes, because it really proves that what we do is really in the life-changing, life-saving business, because this isn't just about weight loss. This is not just about the superficial, even though some people think that because of the name of Beachbody. This is about connecting with people, forming friendships and relationships, and helping them be successful, because so many times people are sick of failing, and they get to a place where they just want to quit on themselves. And we, as coaches, our job, our career is to show them that they should keep showing up for themselves, because they are full of potential. That's what I love about what we do. All right, I'm gonna touch on a few more misconceptions that I have heard or seen a lot, but I do want to welcome you guys to ask me any questions. There's a little chat box here at the bottom. If you click on that, you can type any questions that you may have for me personally, or things you have heard, or some of your biggest fears maybe, or you can share with me why you're really excited. all of you have obviously jumped on this webinar for a reason. You're intrigued. Something sparked your interest, but you don't really know why. And I'm sure you have some questions. So if you have a second, put those in the chat box. Excuse me. Okay, so some of the things that I thought about in the beginning, I'll be honest with you, I first started doing Beachbody stuff before I knew it was Beachbody stuff, probably 8 years ago. I think I first did P90X, and I got great results. And then I did the Ultimate Reset, which I don't even know how I found out about that. It's a 21-day total reset. It's like a cleanse, but it's much deeper than that. And I lost 22 inches in 21 days, and I felt amazing. So I was familiar with Beachbody, but I didn't know about the business opportunity, and I still had these reservations. So one of them, which I'm sure you guys have heard and several people have brought up to me, isn't this a pyramid scheme? And I laugh now every time I hear that, but I can relate because I remember kind of a little bit thinking that myself. So first of all, pyramid schemes are illegal. So one of the first things that I tell people when they're like, this is just a pyramid scheme, I'm like, okay, can you please tell me what a pyramid scheme is? And nobody can ever answer the question. But if you go look it up, you'll see they're illegal. And you'll see that a pyramid scheme is when you invest money into something with no promise of anything back. This is not that. The reason why people think that is because you, as a business owner, will eventually form your own team. You're going to have customers who order things from you, but eventually the goal is for you to build a team. And you're going to find people that are like, hey, I've lost 50 pounds doing this. This is really awesome. I really love what we're doing, and I have some friends who are interested. I was just wondering like how the business thing works. And then you're going to be like, hey, Jennifer, absolutely. I could totally help you with that. Let me get you on a 3-way call with me and my coach. And that's how easy it can be, especially in the beginning when you're like, I have no idea what I'm doing still. And then Jennifer signs up as a coach under you. And then happens again. And then you have Martha, I'm horrible at pretend names, that signs up under you as well. And then they both start building their business, and they get a couple coaches and customers signed up under them. If you think about what that ends up looking, people say like a pyramid, but it's like a family tree is how I like to explain it, because that's essentially what it is. You're just multiplying what you're doing. You're helping more people help more people, because again, the mission is to help people achieve healthy and fulfilling lives, as many people as possible. One unique thing about this business model is your goal is to help 10 people help 10 people. The goal is not for you to kill yourself trying to help 100 people. But in both cases, what would you choose? My ego back in the day would probably be like, oh, I could do it. I'll help 100 people. But now, no, I have a freaking family and I don't want to work myself to death. So I'm going to find 10 people that I can train and teach them how to get these other 10 people set up for success. And together we're helping 100 people. And the cool part is the way that our compensation plan works. Yes, you'll earn some commission from your customers, you'll earn some commission from orders, but the residual income that comes from developing a team means that you're going to get paid even when you're not working. That's kind of as plain as I can make it. You are eligible for bonuses, commission, bonuses, residual income. It's all a part of this. And there's no other business model that's going to give you the residual income that this business model could potentially earn you. I promise you. I've done it. Look into sales. Like sales use 100% commission. Look into personal training or even being a nurse. You get paid for the time you're on the floor. But if you have to take a long-term vacation or long-term extended leave, you're not getting paid for that unless you have a ton of hours built up, paid time off built up, which most jobs don't. But with this job, you can be flexible to move, to work wherever, to take time off. I think Liz took 8 weeks off and still continue to make a substantial amount of money. And that's the beauty of this business model. So pyramid scheme, it's not a thing. What we do is we help more people, and we do build teams. The other thing I've heard is only people at the top make money. I never thought that because that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, it really doesn't. If I'm responsible for helping 100 coaches be substantially successful and I earn residual bonuses off of their success, I earned it. And if you do the same thing, you earn it. It's not taking any money away from your people. It's extra that the company gives you for you helping to effectively train your people. I'm not a salesperson. How many people have ever said that or thought that? Because I did. Literally, those were the first words that came out of my mouth. This seems really cool and all, but I'm just like so not a salesperson. And we say that because we've all been jaded by them. We've all gotten the hey girl messages in our inbox that are super annoying. I just got one the other day and I was like, I almost felt bad. I almost wanted to teach her like how to do this right. But we provide a service, and this is something that your coach can help you work through, because the fear goes deeper than I'm not a salesperson. It's more of you're afraid of what other people are going to think of you. You're afraid of annoying your friends and your family. So don't do that. Don't be that person. All you do, especially in the beginning, as a coach, all you're doing is you're saying, hey, I'm getting healthy and fit. I'm really excited about it. You should do this program with me if it's something that you want to do too. If you don't, that's totally fine. But this is why I'm doing it. This is how it's different. You can reference some of the things that I've talked about as far as the holistic approach. You're not going to find, right now, our newest bar program is on sale, $20 off, plus most all coaches now have a $10 off promo code, which you would get if you sign up as a coach this month. So I think you can get, if it's $150 for a full year of Beachbody On Demand, you get a full month trial of Shakeology or the Performance Line, plus you get access to our new VIP program, Bar Blend, plus the program materials for only $150, which is crazy because it ends up being, I want to say it's like over $300 value. But even in that, you're getting a year of workouts. That's crazy. Plus, you're getting free support. I used to charge $100 a session for an hour for my clients for health coaching. They're getting you for free. You're getting your coach for free, essentially. You're getting a nutrition program. Even at its basics, a nutrition guide. You're learning nutrition, fitness, accountability, fun, all for that for only $150, which is really amazing. So again, you can reference that to the people that you're talking about, why you're doing it, and then you're just sharing your story on social media or in person with your friends at work because you're genuinely excited. And if you're one of the people that aligns with this mission of helping people live healthy and fulfilling lives, then it's going to require you to be a little bit on the fringes of your comfort zone and telling people what you're doing. That's all that you're doing. Okay, I don't have experience in this area. So me and my coach Liz could not be more different in our background. I love her because she says, I'm Italian and I love bread and wine and pizza. And she's extremely successful at this. Whereas my background, I'm a total health nut and I have been for a while. And I'm very passionate and knowledgeable about all areas of health and fitness. It doesn't matter. As long as you're willing to be a product of the product and actually do this for yourself. I am not at my goal weight. Again, doesn't matter. People want to be a part of your journey. They don't want to wait until you have six-pack abs and then for you to say, okay, now I can help you. They want to be a part of what you're doing. That's why when I was going through my postpartum phase, it was the easiest to reach out to people because they related to me. They're like, oh, I have weight to lose too. So does she. We could do it together. And then one I hear a lot is I'm an introvert. I'm an extrovert personally, and I attract a lot of introverts. And so this has been a really fun area for me to learn about. And I've learned that introverts actually have the advantage in this business model. Now, if you're an extrovert, you're still fine. But introverts have the advantage because you genuinely care about people and you have usually a unique way of expressing it to where people trust you. You're not obnoxious. People don't want obnoxious. You don't want to be obnoxious. You want to be humble and genuine and kind and care for people and reach out to them on a genuine level. And that's what this is about. Okay, so those are kind of the biggest misconceptions we've talked about. I kind of threw in a little bit about how we earn some of the bonuses. Are there any other questions that you guys have before I let you go? Let me look over here. Okay. So I want you guys to really think about those two questions I shared with you in the beginning that really changed the trajectory of my future. Again, I never thought that I would be with a company called Beachbody. I will be honest with you, but it's the best decision that I've ever made. I'm so humbled and blessed to be a part of this company. Honestly, some of my best friends for life have come from this company. My husband and I, the plans for our future and our belief level of what we can accomplish are completely different than what we ever thought possible. I am home with my 2 sons, working full time from home, doing something that I absolutely love just because I had the same fears a lot of you may have, but I did it anyways. And I took action consistently. And I got my 3 to 5 people or more started every month because I truly believe in my heart of hearts that what we have to offer works and it's making a difference in people's lives. I can't tell you how many clients I've had drop between 50 and 80 pounds and say, I am a better mom. Oh my gosh, my life is so different. Who have been able to get off of some medication that they were on due to their lifestyle. They're now off their blood pressure meds, their cholesterol meds, even their diabetes medication. Again, I'm not making claims that we're curing people of anything, but it's just the facts of what's happened and how many people have come to me and said, thank you so much for not giving up on me because this has completely changed my life. That could be you. If that's a calling that you have on your heart to really make a difference, you have all the resources that I have at your fingertips if this is a career field that you want to be in. If you have any additional questions, please reach out to the coach who invited you to this. Thank you guys so much for jumping on, and I hope you have a great night. Bye.